More than 150,000 people are waiting for water in a major American city, a state capital, Jackson, Mississippi. Tonight, families there cannot be sure their toilets will flush, that there's enough water to brush their teeth, to shower, even send their kids to school. Instead, they spent the day in lines for hours to get one case of water until the water ran out. And after spending their day like this in 90-degree temperatures, many were turned away from the distribution event at Hawkins Airfield. Now, the director of the state emergency management says that 7 distribution sites will be set up by Thursday. In the meantime, people turn to stores where the shelves are nearly bare.
It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to have to fight for some water. You know what I'm saying? You got to mess around, buy 5 cases of water just to stay hydrated.
It's just kind of scary because we don't know if anything's going to get done or when it's going to get done.
After work, I get off late and you come in the store and it's empty.
Water we're talking about. Let's back up and talk about how we got here. Moderate flooding in Jackson, Mississippi crippled the city's largest water facility. National Guard troops trained for the devastation of hurricanes. They've been deployed, but this is not a disaster, some once-in-a-lifetime storm. American citizens in 2022 struggling for the most basic human need is the culmination of decades of failure to fix a system that dates back to the 1950s. This failure is so foreseeable that the president mentioned Jackson by name more than a year ago.
Never again can we allow what happened in Flint, Michigan, and Jackson, Mississippi. Can never let it happen again.
Now, that was part of the celebration for the Senate passage of the Infrastructure Act. It allocated billions of dollars for Mississippi, including $429 million to improve water infrastructure. But that money is supposed to stretch across the entire state. So where is that money now? And even if Jackson gets its slice of that funding, would that be enough? I'm joined now by Jackson City Council member Erin Banks and Cassandra Welchland. She's not only a social worker trying to help her neighbors, she's also a mother of 3 trying to get her family through this crisis. I thank both of you for being with me tonight. And Cassandra, let me start with you and how your family is dealing with this.
Thank you, Victor, for having me. So our family today, we've been, working to just adjust. Our children are out of school, and we've been having to, of course, buy water to cook, to brush our teeth, to just do the basic necessities that we need in order just to keep our family afloat. So today was online Zoom and also feeding our kids at home. But the water we had low water pressure today. The water was brown when we turned it on this morning. We've gotten a little bit more pressure as the day has gone on. But it's definitely been, of course, an inconvenience, not just for my family, but for families across the city of Jackson.
We've got a picture that you sent us of the water that comes out of the spigot. This is at your bathtub. The mayor says that the city right now is under a boil water advisory. If you boiled that water, I mean, it's brown. Would you even use that water after boiling it?
So we have been on a boil water notice for almost a little over a month now, about a month. And we have not used that water to even cook with. Today will be no other day. We still would not use that water. We don't boil it to do anything with it because grit is in the water. And so we will not use it. And so we've been, going to the store, buying water. And not just my family, but also our organization, the Mississippi Black Women's Roundtable, how we've been serving the community and have begun to put our boots on the ground with other partners to be able to serve the community. So no, we will not use that water. And today I had to remind my kids, don't use the water to brush your teeth. You need to get a bottle of water. And so we have bottles of water in their restrooms because grit comes out of it. And over the weekend, it was even worse. It was brown. And this is even before the cresting of the reservoir happen. So it's a real inconvenience, and it is a public safety issue, particularly when you're talking about our children and you're talking about, elders in the community. It's a really bad public safety issue for not just my family, but for all of our families in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, beyond consuming it or using it to brush your teeth, I mean, I couldn't imagine anybody would want to bathe in that water that we saw in the bathtub. Councilman, let me come to you. And no community should have to rely on the water we just showed and not have, reliable, clean, potable water. But I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that this is a majority Black city, 82% there in Jackson. Tell me what you're seeing and how this is impacting the people that you represent.
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate it. Look, it is very hard to bear. This is not our first time here. 2 years ago, February, we had a winter storm where city of Jackson went around 4 weeks without water. But however, the South Jackson area, which is the ward that I represent, went 6 weeks to 7 weeks without any water at all. And since that time, there has not been a month where we have not experienced no flow to low flow in certain areas in South Jackson. And so it's very frustrating. I would say that the citizens here are resilient because all hands step up to the plate as always to help make sure that we're serving our vulnerable communities and that we're able to provide non-potable and potable water when we hit this. So we're used to, the emergency. The sad part about it is, and the sad reality, is this is becoming somewhat of a norm. And we deserve a better quality of life right here in the capital city of Jackson, Mississippi.
So what's the plan? I know there was a water distribution today. We talked about it, several hundred cases of water. At the end of it, cars had to just make a U-turn and leave because there was none left. What are you going to do for the people who live there for the next several days or weeks until this is solved?
So, look, it will be the same that we did in 2020. Since last night around 7:30, there was a 6,000 gallon tanker deployed in my ward at Forest Hill High School that is just providing flushing water. One of the first things that we realize is that people need to be able to flush because that becomes a problem as far as making sure that people have that quality life that they need, especially when school is out, children are at home, people are at home, and so we wanted to provide those gallons of water and those tankers throughout Ward 6 to make sure that they're able to flush. On top of that, we are talking with partners, people like World Central Kitchen, people like My Caucus, National Black Caucus, to try to get help in to bring that bottled water. The city of Jackson has stepped up and providing pallets so that we could continue that. But, at the end of the day, we need a fix. And the same attention that was given to Flint, Michigan, we need that same attention given to Jackson. We need to make sure that these resources that need to come to this city, instead of them going to the state, we need to make sure that our legislators on the federal level and that there's some type of executive authority to make sure that it comes directly to this city so that we can do what we need to do, even if that means getting a new water plant at O.B. Curtis and J.H. Few.
And I'll add to that, Victor, one of the things that, tomorrow morning we have, of course, the Mississippi Black Women's Roundtable have partnered with New Horizon Church and other partners, People's Advocacy Institute. And so tomorrow morning, we will be having truckloads of water that's going to be coming every day to be able to distribute to communities. Again, one of the things that Aaron talked about is, and you said, we are 80% Black community, but also a third of those folks live in poverty, and many of our children are on free and reduced lunch. And so when we talk about who's impacted those families, we're talking about jobs, right? They have to stay at home, with their families. And so we're talking about childcare. So not only are we still coming out of COVID, which is an economic security, issue for so many families, we're still here trying to provide those kinds of resources. People don't have $1,000 saved up to be able to meet the crises that is before us. And so community has been doing this. for 2 years now,
Yeah.
coming to our own rescue. And so we will continue to do that. But definitely, as Aaron said, the state must kick in the money, the resources, so that we can get our infrastructure fixed.
There certainly needs to be a fix. I mean, every human deserves clean water, and the people there in Jackson pay taxes, so they're paying for that water. Councilman Aaron Banks, Cassandra Welchland, I thank you both
Yes, sir.